One of my favorite songs has this lyric that says, "Sad can't catch me or call me baby." It's from Matt Nathanson, and it's something that I feel like I sing at the top of my lungs and I scream out loud because I don't want sad to catch me. But so often it does. So often we just can't help it. We're just sad and we can help it, and I'm going to give you some tools. It's the end of the summer. For many people, like the change of a season can really get you in that sad space. As we age, we get more and more sad about looking at our past and thinking that the best of the times are behind us. Or you're looking at your children and your grandchildren and where they're going next, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I'm being left behind. For me, I'm wrapping up just a wonderful time with my family, which is what I want more than anything in the world. And I get this fear and this sadness that when it's over, it's not going to come back and I'm not going to have it again. And I know that is forces of evil, that the Lord wants what's best for me, that He wants me to be happy, and that I will have those wonderful times again. But I can't help it. I get sad, and I know that you get sad sometimes too. What we need to do is run from that sadness like crazy by giving that to the Lord. This is when you need to stop and you need to name what is making you sad. What are those feelings? Once again, feelings aren't necessarily bad. We need to honor those feelings, but then give them away. What is that sadness? For me, it is time going so fast. I would write that down as one of my sadness. It is having to go back to full-time work, which I know I'm grateful for, and I love that I have a job, but it takes me away from my family, and all I've ever really wanted to be in my life was a stay-at-home mom. Not that that's not work, but all I've ever really wanted to be was close to my kids and my family because it was so hard to get them. So my sadness is a change in what I thought my reality was going to be. That's a sadness. Expectations, those can be a sadness. Maybe your sadness is more concrete. It's a disease, it's an illness, it is the grief or the loss of a loved one. Whatever it is, name that sadness and then visualize it actually handing it over to the Lord. You've written it down, and now you're going to hand it over to the Lord. Imagine He's there with you, which is something that you should always be doing, and you are literally giving that sadness to Him. Here's a couple more ways you can visualize it. Imagine that sadness is wrapped around you like tentacles. It's fully embraced you. Imagine cutting those tentacles off and taking yourself out of the arms of the sadness. And here's another great one that I just love. If you've watched Friends, you know how Monica had the junk closet and you opened the door and all the junk was coming out and then she slammed it? Visualize that. Visualize opening the door, the Lord is on the other side, and you just stuff that sadness. Whatever that is that's bringing you that sadness, you stuff it in there and you give it all to Him and then slam that door. I'm not saying it's going to be gone. You might have to kick that thing in there a couple times. It might burst open the doors and you got to shove it back in. Those tentacles might come back over you and you're going to have to cut them off. You might have to give and give and give that sadness over to Him. But the key is to do that. Not to sit there and let that sadness catch you and just stew in it, but to hand it over, to give it to Him. The only one who should be calling you baby is our Lord. He loves you. He's going to take care of you. No matter what your sadness is, He is going to wrap His arms around you instead of those tentacles and take care of you. So don't let it catch you. Give it over to the Lord. Here's a great, great verse for you. It's Psalms 91, 9-3. If you make the Lord your refuge, if you make the Most High your shelter, if you give Him all of that stuff, no evil will conquer you, no plague will come near your home, for He will order His angels to protect you wherever you go. They will hold you up with their hands so you won't even hurt your foot on a stone. You will trample upon lions and cobras. You will crush fierce lions and serpents under your feet. Because those lions, those cobras, those are your sadnesses. Those are the things that are bringing you down, and you can trample them. I love that part of the verse where it says, for He will order His angels to protect you wherever you go. Imagine that. Visualize that. Those angels with you wherever you go. So here's what you're going to write down. You're going to name your sadness. What do you need to give to God? It could be current hurts. It could be past hurts that keep on pulling you down and pulling you down. If you stop and let them catch you, and I'm not saying be over busy so you're running from your sadness. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about stopping and letting them just sit on top of your chest like a weight. Don't let them do that. Instead, take them and give them to the Lord. Give that sadness to the Lord and do it over and over and over again. This is a practice. And then, listen to little Matt Nathanson. And remember, sad can't catch you or call you baby. All right, write it down. What do you need to give to God? Current and past hurts that are giving you perhaps even a false sense of comfort. You feel comfort in those sadnesses. You feel like this is your normal. It's not. Don't let it become your normal. And I hope that you can get away from that sadness today.